Namaskar. Welcome to Dr. Rao's Temple of Learning. This is your YouTube channel, Spiritual Management Course. This is the 10th small discourse presented to you titled Body Mind Relationship, a Dimension of Spirituality. This is part 1. Yes, this is Dr. A.P. Rao, Vice President, Telecom Division, High Physics Laboratory India Private Limited, MITC Ranjangaon, Pune, Maharashtra. You must have seen monks in Himalayas taking bath daily before prayer, where the temperature used to be near zero. How can they do this? They have thoroughly studied the mind body relationship. They know that whatever the mind instructs, the body has to follow accordingly. In this small discourse, the understanding through the course of spiritual management says that mind and body are intimately related and affect to each other. Spiritual management approach suggests that there should be a proper understanding and synchronization between our body and the mind. And when we learn about the relationship between body and mind, we can train our brain and mind to learn spiritual management. Brain and mind are two different entities. One is visible and the other is invisible. Brain dead does not necessarily mean the mind dead. This is depicted through the scientific experiments also. In Indian mythology, they use the word mana for the mind. Means the brain is the visible, tangible world of physical body, while mind is part of invisible, transcendent world of thoughts called mana. In Eastern mythology, for which no synonym is available in English. The brain is the central processing unit of body that translate contents of mind or mana to be given out to outside or external world. As per the spiritual management, this mind or mana is not confined to brain. So now we understand that brain and mind are the two different things. For example, the human mind may fuse with cosmic mind at times in deep meditation. And this is not true for the brain. This is applicable to mind only. Every particle in cosmos is governed, reacted, and controlled by the mind, and that the brain also functions as the mind dictates. When we observe the scientific researches in this area of brain and the mind, recently in 2019, the scientists Chopra and Kaftos have researched and suggested that consciousness may exist even in the absence of matter. It's a great finding which is allowing the Indian mythology to come near to the science. In Eastern mythology, we talk about rebirth and karma bhog. Is it not same characteristic energy in absence of matter that appears in the next body? Similarly, one Nobel laureate has established a fact that the water, whose chemical name is H2O, keeps the memory to know at what time it was in which form, that is, whether it was in solid form or liquid form or vapor form in the past. And incidentally, the Eastern mystics used water in the palm while giving curse to someone. Did they know this fact that water retains memory in one or the other way? This indicates that the Eastern concepts and theories of spiritual management should be used for the analysis to enrich the Western science. And for this purpose, the mind body relationship is undertaken in this small discourse where we speak about soul, consciousness, and concept of five gross elements. In Hindi or Sanskrit, it is called Panch Mahabhutas of Indian mythology. Understand that the substratum is full of consciousness and the soul has one of the shapes. For example, we as a human being in the substratum of energy. So we speak about the Atma, Chetna, and five shets of the body. Everything in this universe is made up of five basic elements in different proportions. These five elements, they are called Panchabhutas or Panchamahabhutas, are earth, we call it Prithvi, water, we call it Jal, air, Vayu, fire, Agni, and space element, we call it Akash or ether. Each great element is a combination of all five subtle elements. In Indian mythology, it is called Tanmatras, but show predominance of one of them in each case. Through the picture, we can see that from number 1 to number 7, the 7 layers are shown. We can either start with innermost layer or we can start from the outermost layers as well. That is, either we start with the layer 1 or we start with layer 5th. The innermost layer is of soul or Atma. It is the innermost layer. The second layer is of consciousness or Chetna. It is also called Chetan Tattva. The third layer, that is called Anandamaya Kosh, it is also called casual body, or in Indian mythology we call it Karan Sharira. Here the Kosh simply means the cover or shet. In Hindi or Sanskrit we call it Avaran. So the third layer is called Karan Sharira. The layer 4, 5 and 6 shown in the picture makes or constitute the subtle body or psychological body. In Sanskrit it is called Sukshma Sharira. So the fourth layer, that is called Vijnanamaya Kosha, and it contains ego and mind. Then the fifth layer is said to contain Mana, Gyanendriya and Tanmatras. Sixth layer is said to be containing the 5 Karmendriyas and 5 Pranas. And the outermost layer, that is the fifth layer, is called Annamaya Kosh. It is the physical or gross body. Its function is to convert the food into Raja and Virya. This outermost body is also called Sthul Sharira. It means we have at the center the Atma or soul, then Chetan Tattva or consciousness, then casual body, then subtle body or psychological body, and at the outermost layer, physical or gross body. Spiritual management approach symbolically says that if cloth is a physical body, then thread is supposed to be the subtle body and cotton is casual body. Means from cotton the thread is made and from thread the cloth is made. This is how we speak about the Sthul Sharir, Sukshma Sharir and Karan Sharir. Unless we have cotton, the thread cannot be made, and unless we have the thread, the cloth cannot be weaved. And if we have all three, but in absence of soul and consciousness, the above three are known to be dead. Let us understand the 7 layers in details in the next slides to come. So now we are talking about the 2 innermost layers of the body, that is Atma Jyoti or Chetan Tattva. As per the age-old Indian mythological literature, 2 innermost layers of human beings are soul and the Chetan Tattva. The soul or Atma Jyoti is known to be the individual units, that is, each individuals or human beings, for example. And Chetan Tattva is the consciousness in the substratum of energy in the universe. So, we'll continue this discourse to the part 2, where we will understand the next layers up till the physical body, and we will understand the mind-body relationship. Thank you for this portion.